Well, more than 2 years after those first COVID-19 cases started popping up all around the world, we've seen the impact that this has had on all of us, including our mental health.
Yeah, while working and learning from home, people's attention and focus was put to the test, and many of us were left wondering if we were as focused as we could be. Our Savannah Fish live in studio this morning with a trend some local behavioral health specialists are seeing because of that. Good morning to you, Savannah.
Yeah, good morning to you, Michelle and Ruda. So ADHD testing is getting a lot of attention right now. More and more people are being tested every day, both in person and online, for attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. And I spoke to a behavioral health expert at Spectrum Health who is seeing this influx firsthand and says offices like hers are just trying to keep up with the demand.
I'd say our wait for ADHD testing right now is probably over 6 months. Yeah, and part of that is provider shortage, but also increased demand. And I know other offices do have pretty considerable wait lists too.
Dr. Lindsay Volpe-Bertram is a clinical psychologist at Spectrum Health. One of her main focuses is psychological testing, specifically evaluations for ADHD, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder.
I personally tend to see more adults. That's also part of my clinical practice too. But I think for kiddos, we'll see probably more of an uptick in requests for kid testing as we get closer into the school year, the start of the next school year.
She says ever since the pandemic, her office and many others across the country are seeing a major influx of people booking appointments to be evaluated for ADHD. Her office has a growing 6-month wait list.
I do think part of that is probably due to social media. Can't even tell you how many patients recently come through and say, hey, I saw this TikTok video that really resonated with me, or I've been taking these online quizzes and I've got some concerns and want to get this looked at.
Online ADHD assessments are a major trend right now, inviting anyone on the platform, including kids, teens, and adults, to take an ADHD assessment or answer easy questions to be diagnosed. The hashtag ADHD on TikTok has a growing 12.5 billion views.
I think it has its pros and cons. I think it's good because I think as a whole, we're talking about mental health more, which leads to less stigma associated with some of these conditions. I think the tough part is that not every advertisement, not every TikTok video, not every posting on social media is going to have accurate information, which is why it's just really important to go and talk with a professional about the symptoms that people might be experiencing or noticing.
She says people might participate in an online assessment they think is legitimate, but really, it's a shortcut to a diagnosis that could overlook areas of concern.
I'd also be concerned if somebody was getting a diagnosis and they've never actually met with a person, whether it's through telehealth or in person. If it's just like, oh, I looked at your symptoms and gave you a diagnosis, that's probably not a good assessment.
Good assessments should be evidence-based and backed by professional research, according to Bertram. It should include an in-depth clinical interview, one that touches on childhood history of symptoms and other life aspects. Patients should fill out forms to rate and quantify the frequency of their symptoms. And for kids, data from schools is also gathered, among other cognitive tests. An evaluation could take up to 3 hours face-to-face with the person being tested to be sure that person receives the correct diagnosis and treatment.
And it's also really helpful because even if somebody doesn't meet criteria for ADHD, at least I can give them really good information about what's going on for them and some good recommendations for what they can do next or treatment that they might benefit from.
And when it comes to those advertised online assessments, Dr. Volpe-Bertram recommends people contact their primary physician or healthcare provider for their opinion so that they don't waste their time and maybe even money as well. So if you're seeking an in-person appointment to be evaluated for ADHD, be sure to call more than just one provider, because that way you can actually shop around and find the earliest available appointment, because like we mentioned in this story, a lot of these places are seeing extensive wait periods with all of this high demand. Reporting in the studio, Savannah Fish, Fox 17 News.